Okay, so we'll start off this haul with the Furby X215 Pro. Looks like they changed the name from Pro to Pro-S. I think this one has the high-def camera, kind of like the Split. When I first saw the pictures, I thought it looked like that Eachine Stack X, but now look at this photo, it looks different. So let's just take it out of the box and we'll see what we got here. Got a couple sets of these Racer Star 5048 props. Yeah, they're still using these. I don't like these. Got a little battery protection plate, I guess, for your bottom mounted battery. And we've got a GoPro TPU mount here for, looks like it's the same one that came with the X215. And we got a new battery strap in here. We got with a metal buckle. This is new. The strap itself is still kind of, looks kind of flimsy still, so they should have changed this to like a rubber backed or some sort of a vinyl type of strap, because this strap is the thing that's actually going to break, not the metal buckle. The buckle will be fine. So they've gone like one step, but they go one more step to fix these battery straps. This looks like this is not going to really hold all that well. Yeah. Got the same Pagoda antenna that the X215 came with. And looks like the same frame, if I'm not mistaken. I'll compare this a little closer later, but yeah, here we go. This is definitely the Eachine Stack X, but of course they rebranded this Furby, as you can see here. But this is definitely the Stack X camera, and yeah, it definitely, this is a hodgepodge. The lens just totally sticks out like that. That's totally unprotected. So I imagine that they didn't really account for the length of the camera here, which is quite a bit, quite large. And it doesn't look like it's even screwed in on the side here. There's no screw on this side, or on this side. That's interesting. Looks like the screw is actually here in the front. Very strange. And let's see what kind of components we got here. Got the, this looks like the Stack X. You got the camera, flight controller, and the 4-in-1 ESCs. And the ESC wires go on the inside here, not on the front and back, not on the sides. So that's an interesting setup here. We have looks like an XM Plus receiver, and they just have the antennas shoved underneath here. Looks like they should pop out like this. Got an XT60 connector. And we have this strange ribbon cable here. It's very strange. It looks like maybe they're using one of these gyros that are on a little piece of foam pad. So they might be using a different flight controller here. But then where does the video transmitter connect? This might be an updated Stack X. Not sure. Very interesting. You definitely have the pigtail here. I don't know where that goes to. Can't really see it. See a little micro SD card slot right there. Very hard to get to change your SD card for the HD camera. You got your buttons on the side. But getting that micro SD card in and out of there is going to be pretty challenging. Very interesting. Let's see, we've got some different kind of motors on here. Green colors. They look like the Racer Star 2306 or 2406. I'm sorry. So what kind of motor is this? This is a 2306 2400 kV motor, and they're looks like they're painted green. So I bet you're in a crash, the paint will scrape off. You get some lock nuts. That's good. Yeah, I don't have any battery padding on the bottom, which I kind of wish they had that. But yeah, I'll go over this in more detail in the review, but just give you guys a quick look at it before we go out and fly it, and we'll see how this does. Okay, we got a small micro model here from Jumper. I think this is called the X68T. Okay, not a whole lot in the box. There's no instructions. You get one small 1S battery here, and this is a 300 milliamp hour 1S. The C rating is unknown, micro low C connector, and you do get a USB charger for that battery. And this is basically an Inductrix type clone or Tiny Whip type clone. And we got some 6mm motors here, 31mm props, and you got your Inductrix canopy. You got your micro camera and probably video transmitter underneath there. It looks like this is the button for changing your channels, but it doesn't look like that's operational. This is probably the same canopy as on the Inductrix, but the video transmitter. It looks like it's on the bottom there. You can see you got the brush motors with the FETs there, and there's a little connection here for probably your USB settings. Now this is supposed to work out of the box with the Jumper T8SG radio that I reviewed a few months back, and which I'm actually using. Well, let's see. There's no instructions, so I'm gonna have to ask them how this is connected up, but I'll explain all that in the review video. But yes, this is a little brushed TinyWhip clone. It's supposed to be ready to fly out of the box with tune settings and everything. So we'll take a look at it a little closer later, and we'll find out what this is all made of. Okay, so this is the ET125 from LDARC, formerly known as King Kong. Much bigger than the ET100 that I reviewed a few weeks back. These have the 2.8-inch props. This is like a gigantic TinyWhip here. So it comes in the same case here that the ET100 comes in, and the drone does fit inside the case with the props on and everything, so it's kind of nice. But see, it's this huge, it almost covers, takes two hands to hold this with the hoops on and everything. But these are pretty durable hoops, and I think you can definitely fly this indoors, although this thing is probably going to be wicked fast indoors. And this has 1104 7500 kV Sunny Sky rebranded motors, and I believe all the electronics inside are the same as the ET100. You got the Pico BLX based flight controller, it's an F3 flight controller, and you got a 10 4-1 ESC, and the same micro camera, and the Q100 King Kong video transmitter, which is, I believe, 25 and 100 milliwatts. I believe it's 100 milliwatts out of the box. Yeah, it looks like the video transmitter is underneath here. You got a JST connector, 2.8-inch King Kong props, and you get one battery. And it comes with a GNB 550 2S LiPo 80 to 160C with a JST connector. It's a pretty good battery. And all the extra accessories and stuff that is going to be the same as the ET100. And we'll take a closer look at all that stuff in the review later. Okay, so this is the Nemesis X frame from BRDM Quads. This is a 2.5-inch micro frame and pretty beefy specs here. I believe it's 3mm bottom plate, and comes with top plate and these little side plates that go in the front for your your micro swift camera. So it works with the CCD camera, and I believe this will do either top or bottom mounted batteries. So these are all the components that it comes with. This one comes with a little LED bar for the back, and then you have a set of screws and some standoffs and stuff, some Allen wrench and stuff like that. So I'm going to have a video on this with a full build, and also look at the frame actually built out as well. So I'll have future videos on this one, so stay tuned for this. Okay, so here's some new parts here I got from Emax, and this is going to be the 2.5-inch frame for the Babyhawk R. This one is the one with the, basically it's a solid single design here, no replaceable arms. And then here we have some replaceable arms, so you can swap out the 2-inch arms for these 2.5-inch arms. I don't believe these designs are finalized yet, but I'm going to actually try and build another Babyhawk R on a 2.5-inch platform. I think this will be a little bit lighter with the single unibody instead of the replaceable arms, but I believe also I have some replaceable arms coming from Taco RC as well. I'll have a separate video on all of these, so stay tuned for those videos. Okay, got another micro here from Aurora RC. This is, I believe, a 110mm 2.5-inch micro. So it comes with the Gempan Flash 2540 props here, with 3-bladed props. These are my favorite 2.5-inch props. And you got a battery strap and some M2 screws, and you get some, looks like some silicone, probably for where the battery's going to be mounted. And it looks like it comes with a little bit of documentation on the pinouts for the flight controller, and like some instructions on binding and setting up your receiver, and also some instructions for the video transmitter. It looks like it's 25, 100, 200 milliwatts. Okay, here's the drone itself. No battery, no charger, and I'm not sure if this is a receiver. It looks like this does come with a receiver. I'm not sure what they sent me. It's probably a FreeSky receiver, but you can see that the receiver sits right there, and you have a 3-board stack. So you have an all-in-one ESC flight controller, and looks like the top one is the video transmitter. And I think this is a TrueX frame. It looks like it's a TrueX frame. It's supposed to be 110 millimeters. Looks like this is about a 3mm bottom plate. You got probably 2mm top plate and then the side plates for the camera. And I'm not sure what kind of camera this is. It might be, it kind of looks like a Foxeer Aero micro, but no, I don't think so. I think it's some sort of generic camera, 2.1mm lens, but it's in black, so I'm not 100% sure what that is. And these motors, I believe, are the Sunny Sky motors. Yeah, these are the Sunny Sky 1106 motors. They're the 1106 5500 kV. So pretty beefy motors and should be plenty of power on 2.5 inches. I got an XT30 back here, your video transmitter antenna. All around looks pretty decent. Doesn't feel like it weighs too much, so it should be a pretty decent flyer. Got a buzzer in the back there too. Probably gonna have to, yeah, it's like the bottom is fairly flush. So I'm gonna put that sticky stuff on the back bottom here, and probably that's where the battery's gonna be mounted. But yeah, I'm looking forward to flying this around. There's gonna be a lot more 2.5 inch micros coming on the channel, so I have a lot of stuff to review on the 2.5 inch class coming in January, so stay tuned for those.